So let's go ahead and talk about Put a Ring on It because it did come on this weekend. It was the reunion. And I feel like the reunion was much better than the actual show itself. So yeah, let's talk about it. Shay and Fonzo. Let's get into them real quick. So Shay addressed why she called him her spouse, because that was a big thing. People felt like, girl, y'all not married. I don't even know why you calling this man your spouse. You can dead that. That's not it. She says it's because they live together and they pay bills together and they have businesses together, which is why she calls him her spouse. And it's like, I hear you, but if something were to happen to Fonzo, the police not gonna care nothing about your term of spouse. Okay. And the powers at B or wherever they at, they not gonna care nothing about that. Honey, they're gonna be looking for certain paperwork. Okay. They're gonna be looking for certain, okay, are you power of attorney or something? Like, I'm confused. What are you? All right. Why you over here talking about spouse? All right. It doesn't apply in certain areas. Anyway, what we also learned about Shay and Fonzo is that they ended up splitting up. All right. So they definitely broke up with each other after the proposal. And it was because he sat down with her and he really opened himself up and told her everything that had happened in their relationship. But what was interesting was Fonzo trying to sit up there and lie and say, it was some infidelity, but it was more so earlier on. And I said, you were earlier on lie. That's number one. And number two, I don't know if y'all caught when Shay said, She said, and then they chopped it. So I don't know what happened during that time, but it sounds like Shay was going against what it is that he said. All right. So there's that. Some part of me felt like y'all could have made this a 2-part reunion because I just don't like how they chopped up people's segments, shall you say. I feel like Shorty and Kenneth had a pretty long segment. I was glad theirs was over, but I'm saying that Charlie's name was kind of short. The first part was they talked about their kid, the fact that they about to have a baby, then they go into something else, right? So I'm like, I guess y'all could have possibly had like a 2-parter, but then at the same time, I was ready for the season to be over with. So I'm kind of okay with the 1 part at the same time, but I guess. So what else ended up happening? So because he ended up, when it comes to Fonzo and Shay, he ended up cheating on her or whatever. She decided that she was going to skate out on a plug. So Miss Girl decided to leave him to his lonesome, okay? Whatever that looked like, considering the fact that they're so intertwined with each other, you left. I wonder how that, I guess she moved out. Like, she said for a couple of months or something like that, but okay, girl, I guess that's true. Anyway, come to find out, his mom has finally come around to her. They're talking just about every day, she says. So I was like, okay, well, that's good for the mom. I wonder what that conversation was like for her to want to come around and actually show some type of interest in Shay. Okay. Anywho, what we found out is that the young lady, Tay Cherie or something like that, that's her name. That's the girl that went on a date with Fonzo that Shay caused an issue with, and they was about to throw down. Now, they said that she was not able to make it. My question when I first saw it was it that she wasn't able to make it, or was it that y'all denied her? Or y'all didn't invite her? Was it that? Or could it have been that she turned y'all down and she just said, I'm not going to go? I was just wondering behind the reason as to why she wasn't there, okay? Now, Shay did say that she wanted to apologize to everybody. Tay Cherie, I think his name is Lasar, as well as Fonzo, for her actions because she was out of line and she was wrong. And I appreciate that apology, Miss Shay, because you indeed were. You definitely put 20 on 10. And she probably did not see that in the moment, but she needed to see it. You know, she saw it on television and saw how much of a fool she looked like. Okay, period. And what's the final thing that we learned during their segment? We learned that Asar and Tanisha are about to start trying to date. Okay, they're at least going to go on one date and we're going to see what's going to happen. Well, we're not going to see what's going to happen with them because they're not going to be on any show. However, he pitched his shot at her and she accepted it. So they was gonna go and hang out. Okay. It was something interesting about Tanisha's voice. Did anybody else catch it? When she was sitting up there talking to Egypt and she said, yeah, he got a nice nickname for me too. I was like, oh girl, your voice sound like it could be on somebody's track. Okay, y'all know how people be having their musical tracks and they be having somebody talking. So I was like, her voice sound like it could be on the track or something. Okay, then, Miss Girl. Anyway, I guess the segment was okay for what it was. What else? Egypt is a horrible host. You know, I absolutely love Egypt. I love her hosting. They should have brought her back a long time ago. However, Egypt, girl, you had me side-eyeing you this one. I was a bit disappointed because I started off. Now, it wasn't until the end when she checked Kenneth that I loved, but I definitely made a note like, Egypt, what the fuck are you doing? Because it sounds like you're coming off on the side of the man. And that's a problem for me, as though what these ladies are saying could not be true. That was a problem. I did not like, it's like, you don't need to defend these grown ass. Okay, let them do their thing. All right. I didn't like the conversation with Miss Milan, and then how she kind of came at Shorty a bit. I was a little disappointed. But when she gathered Kenneth, I said, okay, you redeemed yourself a little bit down here. But make no mistakes about it. I do think Egypt is a really good host. I just don't think she was good that time. You know, I don't know. I wasn't here for that. Let's see what else you guys are saying. I did not like the host. So she wasn't getting to the bottom of nothing. When they don't get to the bottom of anything, it does make me wonder, have they actually been watching the show? Okay. Really, that's the first thought that comes to my mind. The second thought is, did they get to the bottom of it? Or in production likely chopped it the hell up? Because that's what I was gathering as well from watching the show. Right. Some of it, the stuff that they did put in there, I would have much rather, because it didn't make Egypt look that great. I would have much rather her call the dudes out. Like, let's be honest, okay? Because Otis was sitting up there lying. And had he not already admitted to the fact that he DM'd old girl, he would have sat up there and continued to lie. Because he really said no. And I think Egypt had to like bring that up. So on the show, you said, da-da-da-da. So did that happen? Did you text her any other time? I said, whatever. Right. But outside of that, he would have just acted like, no, I never messaged her. Nothing ever happened. I don't know what she's talking about. Absolutely not. Whatever, right? But my whole thing about Egypt and production and everything, it could have been that she wasn't really watching the show when this happens, or it could have been that they chopped it up. Because again, if y'all watched how they did everybody's segment, it was like, what the fuck? It's like they didn't really talk about nothing for real, nothing. You know, it seems like Milan came in and turned it up, and then Kenneth and Shorty was gonna have it turned up anyway because they already had issues between them. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Let's see. Egypt got mad at Love and Marriage Huntsville cast at the first reunion. I forgot how she got mad at them. Let's see. What are y'all thoughts on Egypt calling Shorty a liar? I still believe Shorty. I still believe Shorty too, all the way down to the ground. Sorry. And I have that in my notes somewhere. I'm sure. I think I do. No, I think I said, let me see. We'll get to it. I think I have that in my notes. But NT Way, let me see what else you guys are saying. Then we're gonna move on. These shows really need to stop having Egypt and Tanika Ray being the moderators. They skip over and don't do their jobs. Horrible. I feel like Egypt not that bad. Wait a minute, not Tanika. Tanika didn't do that great. Okay, she probably can do better. But I'm wondering, Egypt girl, did you watch the show? Because I feel like if she watched the show, whatever pushback she gave to Shorty would not have been no pushback. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, had you watched it, it wouldn't have been no pushback. No, ma'am. They coached Egypt on what to ask and not to ask, specifically on the Kenneth and Shorty segment. But you know what else they did, really? They specifically chopped some stuff out, because when Kenneth first started talking about Shorty and he was really finna go there, did you notice they did a cut and it went straight to Egypt, and Egypt said, it seems to be a lot of tension there. We're going to talk about it. Is that fair? Is that fair? The way she was talking to them let me know that there was an argument that took place between the both of them. Okay, they both probably got loud or whatever the case was. Somebody needs to calm them down. They chopped right before it really got too high to show that there was some type of composure that was had on set. And I'm like, nah, baby, they really got at it. That's why Egypt said, "Is it fair? Is it fair, Shorty? We can talk about that. Can we talk?" Yeah, she knew. Girl, producers didn't do a great job. Do y'all have the Ready to Love producers? Like, what is going on? Let's see. Egypt seemed as though if she was given a script and she stuck to it. You think so? I think she's a great host on IGTV. She really gets excited and is knowledgeable over there. Gotcha. Okay, put a ring on it. Missed a terrible opportunity to address the DV, especially since the Black femicide rate is so mother. Hear me, okay? I'm hearing a Black woman, Black girl being harmed daily. Do you hear me? Daily, and that's not even a cap in it. And probably multiple times daily. All right. So Let's see what else we got. So Charlie and Otis, okay, they announced this pregnancy. I believe she's about 7 months pregnant. I have to say, all right, Charlie looked gorgeous. Charlie looked gorgeous. She's beautiful, beautiful girl. Beautiful. I love her bone structure. She beautiful girl, beautiful girl. Even with her ponytail, you know what I'm saying? Like she didn't do anything fancy or anything with her hair. She just pulled it back. And I just said something so simple, and I thought that she looked cute. She definitely could have did more with her hair, but I mean, I thought she looked very pretty. What else? So Otis, okay, let's go back. Let's go back. They get to the segment with Milan and Chris. Of course, they addressed Chris first. Chris said that he figured that although he liked Charlie, he saw that there was still some hesitation there because of the love that she has for a man. And he also said he didn't really want to disrespect the man. So then when Egypt asked Otis, like, were you bothered when she wanted to go on a date with this man, whatever? And he was like, no. I said, you are such a bold-faced liar. Like, we saw you get bothered when you sat your ass in the room with Dr. Nicole, and then now you want to sit up here and act like you unfazed. And it's like he gives me too much of Marceau. I do not like that. He gives me so much of Marceau, right? Where they try to act like they're more in control of their emotions, and if they don't show you enough, then you won't be able to get anything from that. But actually, we get a whole lot from that. Stupid. But anyway. So Otis says that he wasn't threatened by Chris when we all knew that he was. Charlie says that her focus was always for her to get back with her man, of course. And you know what else they said? They said that Charlie found out that she was pregnant towards the end of the process. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. I don't know if it was towards the end of the process, but I went in y'all bed, girl, and I wasn't with you when you conceived, honey. I don't know nothing about it. But I'm wondering, girl, it probably was in the middle. Because when the conversations that they started to happen between him and Milan, I thoroughly feel and believe that Miss Girl was pregnant with his child. Thoroughly feel and believe that this girl was pregnant with the child. But anyway, so let's keep going. So Milan calls out Otis. Come through, Milan. Okay. Milan said, if anybody gonna arrive at this reunion, I'm going to arrive. Okay. And then afterwards, I'm gonna drop receipts on y'all a little later. Okay. So Milan calls out Otis for being more into her than she was into him. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going because we're going to get to the best part. So anyway, so Charlie looks like Otis had a conversation to me. Otis had a conversation with her about what she can expect at this reunion, right? I feel like they had some type of conversations or whatever, because right out the gate, as soon as they went to Milan, Miss Charlie started laughing. I said, what's she over there laughing for? Like, what's funny? I'm like, I don't think I really heard or saw Otis say anything. And then the way she was coming at Milan, it bothered me. And I said, okay, I get it. You guys had a conversation before all of this happened. So he pretty much prepared his girl. He got you together on how you were going to lead this and how you were going to handle this particular situation. Got you. Because he already knew what Miss Girl was coming with. Okay, let's get going. Let's go on. So now when Milan starts reading the text messages of what Otis said, first of all, it was interesting to see when Milan first got there, she looked at Egypt, and then I saw a clip of her just looking at the ground. I noticed that Otis could not keep his eyes off of her in the beginning, right? When Chris was talking. But then when it was time for his segment, he wouldn't look at her. He immediately started looking at the ground. That's what he did. He started looking at the ground, like looking away, not wanting to look her in her eyes, but then at the whole time trying to maintain your composure. I said, liar from the pits of hell you are, sir. Yes. Okay. That would be you. Let's keep going. All right. So now when Milan reads the messages, I said, Otis says he doesn't, he says, who talks like that? I don't even talk like that. Just, okay. That don't mean you didn't say that. Okay. That don't mean you didn't say that. I believe everything that girl said. I do believe that you talk like that to women that you're trying to pull in and play a certain position while you already in a relationship. Absolutely. What else? So he denies it. Then he said, okay, this is enough. We've heard enough. Can we move on? Like this is enough. And I said, oh, not you ready to move on? Okay. So then Milan calls this guy a liar. And then she starts to read more messages. Charlie went from saying, which was interesting, saying, I read the DMs. I know, I read all of the DMs. Milan, I read all of the DMs. Okay. Yeah. You were boring. You were dry. You were boring. You were dry. I read all of the DMs. I read them all. No, ma'am, I read them all, right? Keep this in mind. I read them all. I read the DMs, okay? You were boring. You could not keep his attention. So Charlie also said this. Yeah, she said she was boring. You could not hold a conversation. Basically accusing Milan of lying when she said that no, at a later time when Charlie said, I don't know what Milan said, but Charlie was like, oh, yeah, I read the DMs. I read the DMs, basically insinuating. Earlier, Milan said that Otis was more into her than she was into him. Now, Charlie is flipping her statement, saying that the girl was boring. She didn't have a conversation, whatever the case was. I read all of the messages, right? She went from that to saying, trying to insinuate, no, you were more into him than he was into you. And I'm like, Charlie, you couldn't have read the same messages we about to read, baby, because he was more into her than she was into him. That's what it was giving to me. I do think that. But at the end of the day, the fact that she entertained him was enough to say that she was interested, regardless of who was interested more or whatever. But I just thought it was so funny because then Charlie said something like, when, let me see, I don't know what Milan said. So Charlie, I said, I really hate it for you because you're putting on in public, acting like you're happy, knowing that you're a miserable ass mess in private. And that's terrible. And I hate that for you. Okay. So then the girl, Milan read something from the messages. And then Charlie says, oh, I didn't read none of that. Oh, okay, but you was just bold. You was just so, I read this, I read that, I did this, I did that. You were boring. You couldn't hold a conversation. You were this and you were that. And then when she hit your ass with something, then you say, I didn't read any of that. I didn't read it. Oh, you did it? I thought you read the messages, Charlie. You didn't read the messages? It's okay. You read the ones he wanted you to read? Got it. Okay, thank you so much. We cleared that up. Then Miss Girl turned around and said, oh, he met me in the parking lot. Why would you meet a man in the parking lot? Pull it back. Move to your man and ask him why would he meet her in the parking lot. Okay? Then what the heck? Okay, that's what you should, why he was meeting her in the parking lot. Why would you meet a man in the parking lot? No, ma'am. You need to direct your energy to your baby daddy now. Okay? You're now baby daddy. Ask him why he over there. Now, this is what I wanted Milan to do so bad that she didn't do. I was like, Milan, call out the car. Call out the car, B-I-T, girl. Call out the car. Say the car. Say the car. Say the color. Say the shape. Like, if you don't know the exact model and everything, girl, give me something. And I don't know if she did. Because if she did, they edited that out. All right? But what they couldn't edit out is these messages. We about to get into it. Anyway, girl. So Milan says that Otis met up with her in the parking lot. Charlie asked, she asked him, like, did they meet? And he said, no, absolutely not. Never, no. Girl, he just irritated the hell out of me. So then Egypt wants Milan to walk away and move on into her next chapter. I'm going to do that anyway, because that's just how I am. But what I'm doing on this show in this moment is calling out this scam as baby daddy that she got. Okay? This scamming fiance that she got. I'm going to do that anyway, ma'am, because that's just how I am, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I've been doing. All right? But right now, the subject matter, okay, that we're talking about here is this man over here in that relationship and how he reached out to me, okay, on more than one occasion through DMs and texts. Kind of find out, Charlie only read the DMs, girl. She didn't even get to the text messages. We hate to see it. Girl, no ma'am. What else happened? I said Egypt was dismissive, but I was wondering also if she could have been dismissive because Charlie is pregnant and she probably didn't want that energy, Charlie's energy, to get any higher than what it already was. I didn't child, but I'm like, no, you gotta be dismissive to this lady and what she got going on, girl. She here to talk about this over here. That's what she doing. She talking about it. Slow down. So Otis rubs it. This is what I'm like, for sure, this girl definitely ain't lying. Definitely ain't lying. He says, no, never. We're happy. We're happy in love. Saying all the stuff that Charlie would probably be bragging about to her girls, child. Yikes. We're happily in love, engaged, about to welcome a child. Like, he says all of this stuff trying to rub it into this girl's face. I said, oh yeah, he's an F. He's a Nigga for sure. Girl, you gonna have the time of your life. You're gonna have the time of your life with that fool. Let's go ahead and get into Kenneth and Shorty real quick. Shorty says Kenneth still contacts her till this day. So after they, I guess, broke up or whatever, he was blowing her phone up, calling her every day or whatever the case was. She ended up having to get a new number, right? Then come to find out that he had been texting her, not texting her, but emailing her. He's still emailing her to this day. Okay. He was blowing up her phone, like she said. He tells her to stop lying and calls her a manipulating opportunist. I feel like that's Kenneth to me. And so if that's the case, I'm like, well, then y'all went in the same boat then. All right. He calls her out about making 25K when they first met. Oh, she only made 25,000 when I first met her or whatever like that. She was working at this rinky-dink radio station. I uprooted my life to come out there with her because she was begging him. She was begging me to move out there with her and all this other extra stuff, right? That he was saying. And I'm just like, it just only shows to me her growth and your lack of, to me. Okay. So if you want to talk about her 25,000, that's when you first met her. Okay. Let's talk about what's now. Okay. What do you guys have going on now? And even then, if you left from where you were and you moved in with her, see, you kept talking about the things that she didn't have or whatever, but we never heard you talk about the things that you do have or the things you do got going on and all of that. We didn't hear any of that. So it still comes off like you ain't got nothing. And to be honest, I feel like Shorty didn't have to say a whole lot about Kenneth for us to pinpoint. I feel like she really didn't say a whole lot. She just said that he likes to date women that are out of his league, period. And she also said, I want you to be able to contribute to the bills or contribute to this, that, and the other. She ain't say you ain't have no job or nothing, but we could just tell right out the gate, any man taking pictures of this woman's financial records, that's enough to let us know that you ain't got nothing. Help us. And then you date women out your league. Ooh, Well, there's that. Okay, let's keep going. He over there sweating, which was hilarious to me because he was sweating like a maniac for sure. He was so mad. Okay. Egypt did tell him, like, listen, you sound very angry. He was like, I ain't angry. I'm just passionate. And I'm like, baby, you're upset. You're angry. Okay. You're definitely upset. You're angry. And it's okay. It's okay. We get it. We get it. Shorty says that she never called him a bum. Egypt says that she implied it though. Shorty calls him out for trying to steal money from her. He tried to take like $2,500 or something like that from her at one point. Egypt says, but at the end of the day, even when he did all of that, you still stayed in the relationship. Shorty says, yeah, because I could not leave without consequence. And I'm like, Egypt, you didn't see the show, did you? You didn't see the show, did you? You didn't see the show. And why are you speaking on his behalf? Let him talk. Let him talk. You trying to defend him. Like, and he's still over here talking loud, trying to overtalk you. You might as well just let him talk. Okay. What else? I feel like Kenneth know he a liar. That's how I felt. Egypt questions Shorty reason for going on the show. And I'm like, to get him the fuck off her back. Duh. And she even said that when she sat down, she said she wanted to get it on record or something like that. She said she wanted to have it on record so people know, like, hey, this is the man that's been out here harassing me. All right. I'm trying to also, I feel like she went on there to try. Of course, she was already done. She wanted him to get to know other people. So maybe he'll find somebody and he could just go ahead and gravitate to them and go on about his business. You know what I'm saying? But then she's also on a radio show. So why not go on the show? And Kenneth sitting up there saying, oh, well, she begged me to come on this show. I'm like, Kenneth, baby, as much as we've seen you try to throw your throwbacks of when you were in whatever, as an extra role or whatever you was doing with other actors, baby, you wanted to be on this show just as much as she did. Like, cut it out. Cut it out. So don't be trying to put that off on her. Thank you so much, Jamie, for the super chat. The editing seems like he was saying way more outrageous stuff that they showed. Egypt even reacted to something they didn't show 1,000%. And I said that earlier on. When they first, was going around introducing everybody and they mentioned him and he kind of got escalated. He was about to, and they chopped it and they went straight to Egypt. And I think that could be what you're talking about when she was responding to something that they didn't even show us. But it was like, is that fair? We're going to have this conversation because, we know things get heated. We know you guys are having issues. Whatever it was, let me know that there was some argument or something that was going on for them to chop and then go straight to Egypt. So I agree with that. Thank you so much, Jamie, for the super chat. What else? So Yeah. What else? What else? So Egypt questioned Shorty for the reason of her going on the show, whatever. She says the goal for her was never to get a ring because she didn't want to be with him like that. You know, the goal was to pretty much get rid of his ass on the show, okay, and to get it televised and get it, recorded or whatever. So Kenneth was saying how whenever they broke up, she would always blow his phone up and call him back because she wanted the DICK. I do believe that. I will give Kenneth that. I do believe. And I feel like that's a common thing that a lot of women do. It's not that they really just want to be back in a relationship with you, but sometimes they don't want to raise their count of people that they've been smashing. Okay. So they rather just go back to the person that they had been smashing while they try to figure out the rest. It's just that y'all got it messed up because y'all just fell back into whatever cycle. But there's that. I feel like she did do that, like reached out to him, but then at the same time, I feel like he also was adding the pressure too, blowing her phone up and all this other stuff to where she probably did give in. Like, he gonna keep calling. Let me at least get something out of it, girl. Let me go ahead and smash on him and move on. Right. And then she also had those terrible ass friends that was sitting up there hyping her up about how he be, stalking her or whatever the case may be, because they ain't got nobody that would do it for them. Girl, sit down. Anyway, so Egypt finally checks Kenneth because he was doing too much, okay? He was talking too much. She finally got him together, told him he needs to work on letting this go, and he needs to move on with his life. And I said, yes, please get him together. Get him together. So my Asia, we want you to go back and work on yourself too, because you sat up here and said that the good thing about Kenneth is the fact that he's the type of man that you have to help to get to the next level. Shorty made a face like, girl, like, you don't even know the half. How many levels do you want her to help him to? Like, at what point is he going to try to help himself out? I'm confused on that. He's the type of man you got to help get to the next level. Then why you ain't with him then, girl? Why you going over there and help him out? And then we're going to see you in a few years in the same position as Shorty. Let's move on. He got to work on himself first. What else? Oh yeah, he kept trying to say that basically Shorty was trying to play him out on the show, making him seem like he was a bum. He was like this, he was that, he didn't contribute, he ain't whatever. And I just felt like this. Shorty didn't say a whole lot. What Shorty said was enough, but we already saw that. So my thing is, you didn't give us a different impression of you to think otherwise while you're trying to put all this extra weight on Shorty. And this is the other part. You want to sit up here and talk about how Shorty made you look. Even Fonzo knew what was going on because Fonzo had to pull you aside at the pool table to tell you to get your SHI together. That way a woman can't come to you and try to talk about the things that you lack. So that was enough proof there too. So what are you talking about? Anyway, baby, that's all that I got on Put a Ring on It. Interesting reunion. Milan came with the receipts before and after the reunion, or during and after the reunion. And Kenneth and Shorty are free to go their separate ways now. And Shay and Fonzo look like they're going to move forward with the actual wedding coming in October. So we shall see how all of that is going to play out. Either way, people, good luck. Let's go ahead and see what else you guys are saying. And we're going to get on to Love and Marriage DC, then Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? Let's see. No, I ain't see that. Where did it go? Jamie, did you see that Egypt and Shorty had words on Twitter? I did not. I did not see that at all. What was being said? Thank you so much again, Jamie, for the super chat. Production playing Shorty is crazy because they helped her a lot. Got her phone back and made him leave. Look at that. Look at that. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. So they knew how crazy he was, which makes me feel like Dr. Nicole knew how crazy he was. So when she saw Shorty sitting up there on the finale trying to adjust herself before she walked out, and she's telling her, you don't have to fix your clothes, Shorty. It's like, girl, you see what she really trying to do is give him a head start to get the hell on, so that she can be escorted to her vehicle properly and she can make sure he probably not trailing her or anything. So if that's the case, I really think they should have let Shorty leave first, then Kenneth. So she can go ahead and get miles down the road to where she gonna go, and then he can leave versus the other way around. But it is what it is. All right. So there's that. Thank you so much, Bernita, for the super chat. Shorty did a live with someone and she explained it was editing that made her look so bad. She also explained a lot of stuff. Let me know which one. I'll have to go and check it out. What was I gonna say about that? I don't think editing really made her look bad. I don't. I felt like I understood where Shorty was coming from, but I guess to the people that didn't get it, it made her look bad too. But thank you so much, Bernita, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. That Dr. Nicole didn't care about Shorty. I don't know why can I click on this comment. There we go. Okay. Oh, what's up, Natalia? Dr. Nicole didn't care about Shorty. Listen, it was just thank y'all. I'm gonna go check out his interview. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. But I don't know. But I will say this: I was tired of seeing her have sit downs with just Shay. If you're gonna bring everybody on, do like you did in the very beginning. I think with the very first season, she had sit downs with like all couples, and I don't think I saw that with Kenneth and Shorty, and I don't even think I saw that with Otis and Charlie. So I don't know what that was given, as to why Shay and them were more deserving of sit downs, and they occupied so much of her time. Like that's a problem. But yeah, guys, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna switch gears, okay? Let's switch gears. I actually need to charge this thing. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me charge this real quick. Girl, what is going on here? Okay. What they need at least one success story. Well, I think the one they got was Shay and Fonzo look like they probably was the success story. We're gonna see. We are going to see.